Krishna is the favorite god to many of us. But in the Mahabharata, he comes across as a very complex character with shades of black, white, grey, and of course blue. He's a great friend, a profound thinker philosopher, and a master of war strategy, all at the same time. Here's presenting some fascinating but lesser known facts about Krishna from the Mahabharata. Contrary to popular belief, a detailed story of Krishna does not feature in the Mahabharata. Stories of Krishna's birth, his childhood exploits in Vrindavan, the genealogy of his ancestors, etc., are narrated not in the Mahabharata but in another text called the Harivamsha, which is considered an appendix or supplement to the epic. The epic, however, tells the story of Krishna's death at the hands of a hunter in the Maushala Parvan while narrating the horrific end of the Yadava clan. Scholars believe that the stories of Krishna's childhood and his adventures in Vrindavan were a later period addition and not part of the original epic. So, when does Krishna enter the Mahabharata story? Krishna makes his first appearance in the epic as an adult at Draupadi's wedding in the Adi Parvan. He meets the Pandavas for the first time at their humble dwelling in Panchala Desha after they marry and take Draupadi home. In fact, during the Swayamvar, it is Krishna who identifies the Pandavas, who are actually in the guise of Brahmins to hide their true identity. Surprisingly, for a person who has such a central role to play in the epic, Krishna's entry is rather undramatic and unremarkable. Vyasa also does not tell us why Krishna is present among the kings and Kshatriyas invited for Draupadi's Swayamvar. Was it because he was expecting to meet the Pandavas there? Maybe. Everyone has heard of Krishna's Virata Rupa or Vishwarupa in the Kurukshetra battlefield, where he shows himself as the supreme being in whom all the universes are contained. But did you know that Krishna displays the Vishwarupa not once, but thrice in the epic? His first Vishwarupa Darshana features in the Udyoga Parvan of the epic, in the presence of Duryodhana and others in the Kuru court, where he is present as the Pandava emissary to talk peace and prevent war. Krishna gives a second Vishwarupa Darshana to Arjuna on the Kurukshetra battlefield, while urging him to give up his hesitation, take up arms, and to fight the Kaurava forces. Krishna's third and final display of his Virata Rupa takes place towards the end of the epic, in the Ashwamedhika Parvan, where he shows his all-encompassing form once again to sage Uttanka. It's also interesting how, in the epic, Krishna is referred to as Bhagavan or God only when he is rendering the Gita to Arjuna. At all other times, he is simply referred to as Krishna or Vasudeva. Unlike what is popularly believed, it was not Krishna who performed the miracle of giving Draupadi unending piece of cloth while she was being disrobed. The critical edition of the epic, which is based on a compilation of all the important available manuscripts of the epic, does not mention Krishna as the savior of Draupadi's honor. According to the critical edition, a miracle happened and a piece of cloth kept appearing on Draupadi even as Dushasana kept trying to disrobe her. The miracle is not attributed to Krishna but to Dharma, which can be interpreted as some sort of cosmic justice. Once again, contrary to popular belief, it was not Krishna who gave Draupadi the Akshaya Patra while the Pandavas were in exile. Yudhishthira obtained the Akshaya Patra from Surya Deva or the sun god by performing austerities that pleased the deity. The Akshaya Patra helped feed not just the Pandavas but also the hundreds of rishis who accompanied them during their exile in the forest. Anyone familiar with the epic would know that Krishna and Arjuna share a very close relationship. In fact, for helping burn the Khandava forest as desired by the fire god Agni, Krishna got a boon that he would enjoy eternal friendship with Arjuna. The Mahabharata tells us that Krishna and Arjuna were actually two sages named Nara and Narayana, in their earlier births. But the relationship between Krishna and Arjuna is generally believed to represent the eternal relationship between human and God, Nara and Narayana. The epic itself chooses to label Krishna as Yogeshwara, meaning a strategist. Vyasa shows us what an expert strategist Krishna was. Readers of the epic know that there was no way the Pandavas could have won the war without Krishna's help. Well, friend, master strategist, or God, one thing is certain: there can be no Mahabharata without Krishna.